Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. Salat. This is your brother Ayash Gabar from the GMS Virginia camp coming at you with another short lesson that I pray that you find edifying. So, found an article here on the Daily Caller, and the title of it reads, "Young men of both political parties thinks feminism does more harm than good." Now, the men of Great Millstone, from the apostles, bishops, and elders on down, have always said this, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. They've always stated that, that this thing called feminism has been one of the weapons that, the devil has used against the nation of, used against the men of the nation of Israel for a very long time. And what you're starting to see in terms of feminism is the destruction of feminism, because this devil has used it and essentially he's done with it. He's used it for all he's got, and now, he's got to get rid of it. But in doing so, there's a lot of angry people that that actually hate it, and then there are those people who depend upon it. So let me get into the article and break out a few scriptures, and I'm not going to make this a long lesson. So this was dated June 2nd, 2022, and it reads, "Dislike for feminism has become the dominant opinion among all young men, not just one political sect, according to a new poll by the, this law center." Okay. A majority of male respondents under the age of 50, including a plurality, if I can't pronounce that, of Democrats said feminism has done more harm than good in the new poll released Wednesday. And it has. Feminism was, or has been, as I stated earlier, a major tool that, this devil has used, to destroy the nation of Israel, because given the culture, or given the role of a man, and flipping it and giving that manly role to a woman, has empowered women beyond all measure. It has actually empowered women with power that they've never had before, to give them authority over men. Now a lot of nations, around the world have had a form of feminism to a certain extent, but a lot of these women, of the other nation didn't use it to destroy their men. A lot of these women from these other nations have used feminism to create a sense of equality to men, without putting their men down because of it. And that's exactly what the Negro woman has done. Not only has the Negro woman utilized feminism as her form of power, but she's also used feminism to put her men down or put the men of her nation down to the point where, you know, the the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American women, or men, I should say, has actually been destroyed by everyone upon the face of the earth. You know, the the Israelite man has been destroyed by feminism, which gave the women of his nation powers that they shouldn't even have had. And now it's on the verge of being stripped away. It's on the verge of of yeah, being destroyed. So reading on, 62% of young Republican men agreed with that characterization, while 46% of young Democratic men agreed, compared to 41% of young Democratic men who disagree. And those are the simps. You know, those are the simple men who actually have no problem with, allowing women to control them. That don't have a problem with playing the, back role. You know, those are the men who aren't even men. You know, they call themselves men, but they're being led by women. And quite honestly, those type of men have got to go. You know, so jumping down, the survey was conducted by Tulchin Research between April 18th through the 25th, and surveyed 1,500 adults with a margin of error of 2.53%. 37% of Americans overall, and when they say Americans, they mean white America. 37% of Americans overall said feminism has done more harm than good. And quite honestly, if they would have asked a lot of Jakes this question, a lot of Jakes would have been like, yeah, feminism ain't shit. Feminism has actually destroyed our nation. In addition to young Republican and Democratic men, at least a plurality of younger Republican women and older Republican women also agreed. So a lot of these Republican women who are primarily, of, of the nation of Edom, actually agree that feminism sucks. It's not good. And that's the young and older women of the Republican Party who are saying this. But a lot of you Democratic women, aka a lot of you Negro women, actually love feminism. That's why it's going to hurt you even more once this system is destroyed. Reading on. Large swatches of young men also said that men should be represented and valued more by society. 60 and even that alone, man, is like crazy. Here it is, we're in a kingdom where the men actually feel as though they need to be represented more. That's crazy. That's how you know that this place has got to go. When the man actually thinks that he's not being represented by 60%, by society. 60% of younger Democratic men agreed, along with 65% of young Republican men. So here it is, you have more men in terms of both parties, which it ain't about the party, it's about the man, period. But you have more than half of the men actually saying that feminism, is bad. It ain't good. You know, a majority of Republican women and older Republican men also agree. Just 4% of older Democratic men said so. So, man, you know, the SLC concluded that these findings proves men sees women men sees women rights as a threat because they shouldn't even have these rights. You know what I'm saying? This place is corrupt, but I'm gonna bring out a few scriptures. Yahabashim, Yahushua, Habaratazah, you know, um, you know, it'll get the truth of the matter, you know. The SP blank C concluded that these findings prove men sees women's rights as a threat. Taken together, these results suggest that a sizable portion of men across the political spectrum, as well as a large number of right-leaning women, perceive the progress made towards transgender rights and gender equality as political threats. The organization said in a summary of the poll. So through feminism, it has sprung up the rights of abominable actions. And what I mean by abominable actions, through feminism, it sprung up, transgender people having rights. It sprung up, the gay and, homosexual people having rights. You know what I'm saying? It's how can I put this? The idea of feminism has stretched beyond giving just women rights. The idea of feminism is being rewritten in such a way that these other LGBTQTLVI people are being included into that as well. To the point where if you think that all of these things are wrong, then there's something wrong with you. When in fact, as I stated earlier, this shouldn't even be the case. That's why this place has got to go. Young Democratic men were also more likely than other Democrats to agree with Republicans on a host of other social issues. 40% agreed that transgender people, you see how they're trying to blend feminism into transgenderism? So it's going to get to the point where the new speech dealing with feminism is going to also deal with transgenderism, homosexuality, pedophilia, and all these other abominable things that shouldn't even be happening, So let me read that again. Young Democratic men were also more likely than other Democrats to agree with Republicans on a host of other social issues. 40% agreed that transgender people are trying to indoctrinate children into their lifestyle, and 47% agreed that gender ideology has corrupted American culture. And it has. It is. There's only two genders, male, female, period, point blank. There's no hermaphrodite-ish. No, man. It's two genders, male, female, period, point blank. But this devil is trying to create a new system and a new speech that lumps all of this into one. I just read it. Written in red down here. The New York Times refers to women as menstruators for the first time. Anyhow, reading on. A majority, 54% of younger Democratic men agreed with what the SP blank C called the Great Replacement Theory. The idea that the recent change in our national demographic makeup is not a natural change, but has been motivated by progressive and liberal leaders actively trying to leverage political power by replacing more conservative white voters. You know, and you know, you get the point. Essentially, a lot of people are starting to have issues with feminism, and it's getting to the point where the idea of feminism is is it's going to be a major issue. You know, because a lot of women, specifically dealing with you Negro women, a lot of you women depend upon the idea of feminism because through feminism, laws are created that protects you. Through feminism, the idea of making it in this wicked kingdom is what you ride on, you know? Because the first thing you nigga women would do is complain about how things are unfair for you, about how, you should be able to get the same pay and the same wages, doing the man's job, when in fact you can't even do the man's job, you know? And then you sit back and you get mad at the men for not helping you do your job, like lift that 80-pound box 3 feet off the ground, which is a requirement of the job. And then you women actually sit back and get mad at the men for not helping you do this. No, it's something that you put in for. You knew the situation before you took the job. You knew the requirements of the job before you even accepted it. But what you're starting to see is this idea of feminism being destroyed, you know, and the covering that a lot of you women have is being taken away. And so this came out in a lesson that me and the brothers had, a couple of days ago. The book of Isaiah, chapter 32, and verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. And when it says ye women, I'm so, specifically referring to you, Israelite women. It doesn't matter if you're Israelite or not. It's you so-called Black, Hispanics, Native American women. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. And a lot of you women ain't even listening to that, because you actually think that you don't have to, because things are good for you right now under this idea that's called feminism. You think that the words that are being preached to you don't apply to you, But the Lord is telling you right now, rise up, you women that are at ease, because you're on the verge of losing it all. These prophecies are popping off the pages. Here it is. This devil is telling you what he's about to do, like in terms of blackouts, in terms of an economical collapse, in terms of a world war, civil war. I mean, yeah, all of these things are being talked about and all these things are being said on a level that, a lot of you women should actually, well, a lot of you people, specifically you women, should be paying attention to, you know, because what's coming is going to hurt you women a lot. A lot of you women are about to catch a bad one, because you've actually drunk in that wine. You've actually fell into this mindset of thinking that you don't need your men through the philosophy of feminism, and you and your daddy's about to fall. You have to, like when these times start getting bad, man, you think these devils gonna come to your call, you know, you actually think that these people who have actually taught you feminism is going to come to your rescue when all hell breaks loose? No. No, they're not gonna give a damn about you. But here's the thing, though: the women of their nation is gonna fall in order. Why? Because they never left the order. You know, you don't hear about these other women dogging their men. You don't hear about these other nations' women degrading their men. So when shit hits the fan, a lot of these women, it ain't gonna be hard for them to fall in place because they're already in place, you know. But you nig- Negro women, you are all out of order, and the only way for you to actually get in order is for a lot of your wigs to be split. And even then, so a lot of you gonna be prideful in thinking that just because you look a certain way and just because you've accomplished a certain thing while you were in this wicked kingdom while it was thriving, that that's somehow going to help you later on. And it's not. It's not. A lot of you women don't even know how to do basic things that traditionally women have done for centuries. A lot of you women can't cook. Well, look, let's even talk about cooking. A lot of you women don't even know how to deal with a man. Not on a level to the point where you know you can satisfy that man outside of the bedroom. A lot of you women have never. A lot of you women don't even take the chance to take the time to even learn the aspects of a man. But instead, you sit back and you fill you fill your belly with all these abominable things that you've done in your life, and think that a man is supposed to bend for you, and that has never been the case. And a lot of you women are about to realize that it's the other way around. You have to bend for men. Because not only are a lot of you women about to get your wig split, a lot of these men is about to be xed out to the point where you women aren't even going to have the protection that you're looking for. And if you find it, and if it's not a man of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you're through. You in him. So we at the end of this thing to the point where, you know, hey, if you women get it, you get it. If you don't get it, you don't get it. But just understand the message has been passed on to you. Somehow, some way, you've heard this. Reading on with the book of Isaiah, chapter 32 and verse 10. Many days and years shall ye be troubled. When this economy collapses and when this place goes to shit, a lot of you women are going to be troubled. A lot of you women are going to be troubled beyond your idea of being troubled. Here it is, you women are going to be prey. You women are going to be prey for these other nations. You women are going to be prey for the animals. You women are going to be prey, period. The scriptures say, she who is my enemy shall see it. So you women who have heard this message, or not even heard this message, you women that have been giving your men hell, especially a men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, if you women have been giving these men hell, you women are going to see it. Everything that we talked about, you're going to see it. And then shall you know a prophet has been among you. And a lot of you women better pray like hell that that man of the Lord accepts you. But a lot of you women are just destroyed. A lot of you women can't come out of the system. A lot of you women are gonna get the karagma, you know, because you know because you actually believe in this system. You actually believe that that your idea of your rulership is going to last forever, and it's not. You actually believe that you won't fall, because as long as you see your daddy on top, you think that you're going to be right there with him, and you're not going to be. Because even now, those tables are turning where this devil is starting to shoot you nigga women in the street. It's getting to the point now where you women are starting to be judged for what you've done. So you ain't out of the woods either. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, and you have been careless. You women have been living a feministic, careless life. To the point where you women have actually got songs that say you don't need a man. I'm single. I don't need a man. F you. You know, I could get my tunnel scratched by any dude. Okay, fine. Be that as it may, but just understand that there's going to be a recompense. Well, there's going to be judgment for what you've been doing in the flesh and with what you say. So, hey, a lot of you women about to catch it. Reading on. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women, and you women are going to be trembling in that day. When they shut the lights off in Babylon the Great and you can't see who's coming to snatch your ass up and take you to a FEMA camp, or take you and lock you up and stick you in their basement and treat you as a sex slave for whenever you want, then you women are going to realize you fucked up and you needed a man. But it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. A lot of you women are about to be ran through on so many levels, man. It ain't even funny. On so many levels, man, a lot of you women are about to get ran through. You want to be on top. You want to think that you better than the man. You want to think that you're equal to a man. Okay. You keep having that mindset of thinking that feminism is the way to go for you, and feminism is going to be your downfall. Well, it already is your downfall, but it's not done destroying you. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare. Well, shit. You got women walking around this motherfucking naked, going to stores with nothing on. That's how fucked up this place is, man. Where a nigga woman can actually walk around butt naked, shameless. Walk in a store butt butter bean ball naked and act like it's okay. Actually sit there and have the mindset to think that that's okay. See, that's feminism. That's what feminism did. And then sit back and dare a man to touch her. Only feminism would have you nigga women walk around naked and dare a man to touch you. To wear these tight clothes and then get mad at a man for looking at your figure. That's careless. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you, make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. You women are about to get fucked up. And a lot of you women see no problem with that. In fact, a lot of you women would sit back and actually praise that bullshit. You go, girl. That's right. Feminism did that shit to y'all. Because if that woman had a man, she wouldn't have walked out that fucking house that way. You'd have broke his foot off in her ass. Like, what the fuck you think you're doing? And if and if and if that woman didn't have a man, I'm pretty sure she got a father. I don't know if he's around or not, but even feminism has destroyed how fathers deal with their fucking daughters. But it's okay though, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua got something for y'all. And we ain't gotta do shit. All we gotta do is go out there on the highways and byways, teach and preach and warn the people, make our lessons and stay in the spirit and pray without ceasing. But a lot of you people are in for some, well, a lot of you women are in for some bad shit. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. And you people are going to lament. Because very soon the idea of feminism is going to be dead. It's going to be dead. And the protection that you had behind feminism is going to be dead. The 3 numbers that you can call to enforce your feminism is going to be dead. Dead. And you're almost at the point where, this place is going to be destroyed. This place is literally going to turn into without a rule of law. So you women hold on to your feminism. But as I just read in this article, a lot of men are starting to get pissed off with it. A lot of men are starting to realize that feminism ain't shit. But right now they can't act on their emotions dealing with feminism. But very soon, these men are going to act on their aggression towards feminism. And you women are just going to be out there. So with that, I'd like to end this. I think the point's been made. A lot of you women are about to get messed up behind feminism and won't have the protection that you think that you should have or need. Because a lot of men won't protect you in that day simply because of what you women done with feminism. So with that, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. This is your brother Ash Kabar. And until the next lesson, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai, Hara Ratazah. Shalom.